Good morning guys, welcome back to another day in the life video. Today I've got a customer call out that I need to go to for a diagnostic. They want a quote for a switch, so I need to go and have a look at exactly what type of switch is there, what type of features are on it and everything else. So got my toolkit with me, and now it's just a case of heading off to the place that I'm going to, which happens to be a dentist, and then hopefully we can go from there. This morning I've started working on the dashboard, getting some push notifications in for myself, and I might even have push notifications in for customers, so if they access it on their phone then they get a push notification as well. That should allow people to then get alerts of when things have changed or when things have updated on tickets as well, so that way they get an extra alert as well. But currently it's just staff, which is the more key thing, so that way I know when new tickets have arrived. Anyway, let's head off to my customer and I'll see you there. I could really pull out my hair today if it weren't for the last 2-3 minutes. It's taken me all day from the moment I woke up, really, 9 o'clock, apart from my call out that I did, which, yes, I went to. I've already had a look at their environment. For me, it's going to need a full network replacement, as in full rewire of everything else. However, it's going to be quite expensive for them, so I've given them two options of how they want to proceed, and I'll wait to hear from them as a response. However, I have got push notification services working, so it means now I get notifications when things actually happen on the dashboard, which is so much better and means that I can resolve a lot of these issues. It's coming up to 4:45, which of course is 15 minutes until dogs' dinner's time, which means I've got to feed the dogs and also walk the dogs and everything else. So we'll be clocking off for work for the normal shift, which is at 5 o'clock. But I'll be clocking back on this evening to resolve some issues that I came across last night, which every single night I'm now starting to do this. I'm starting to open up like Keep Notes on my phone, and which is basically Google Notes. It's just a notepad. And I have got a couple of issues that are on my notepad that I want to fix because I noticed them. It's a bug that I've spotted, so it's a bug I now want to fix to try and get resolved on there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will work. Well, the dogs have just been fed, and I've completed my customer task that I had as well that I needed to do for a website update, so that's been done. Things are slowly coming together, you know? Things of the business are slowly working, which is brilliant. Now, technically, I've clocked off. I've done 7 hours worth of work today. But just because I've clocked off doesn't mean that I haven't got work to do. I'll clock back on when I get back from my walk. I'm going to take a break now and just have a break and see what happens. Sounds like a plan. Anyway, I'm sat here just staring out the kitchen window looking at Bruno, who's just going about doing his business. How's your day been? Tell me. Put a comment down below. Let me know how it's going. So I just made this realisation. The other day when you were out working, you know, off in Sheffield.
Yeah.
I cooked some pasta.
Oh, yeah.
It turns out I've still got some of that pasta spare.
Why are you doing that? I wondered where the saucepan was.
It kind of turned instead of it more. I thought it meant to be out of Bruno's reach.
Right, so keeping it in the oven isn't a good idea.
No, because we forget about it.
I didn't know anything about it. I wouldn't eat.
No, you weren't. I think that's also cheese, so it might be a bit lucky there. That's off.
Oh, I'm cutting off blood in my neck. It's not good news, I'll be over.
Clock release time. Alright, it is, don't you?
Clock release time.
Yep. 6 PM, vlogs go live. Yeah, that's the one. Get it. Go now.
You complete knock to arsehole.
Oh.
You! I can't see this distance, I ain't got me old woman's.
Did any of you ever go with these yellow flowers? If they turn yellow under, you like butter? Or was that just me back in the day where I used to love butter? However, there is another song that goes really well with this, and I just tried singing it to Jean. Hey Jean, build me up, baby, just to let me down, let me down.
The bunny rabbits come out.
Hey Betsy Boo. It's barbed wire, darling. I am not putting myself through barbed wire. Done it once, not happening again. Hi, darling. Getting butt scratches. Getting butt scratches. Butt scratches. Do you want butt scratches? Butt scratches? You good dogs? Well, we've come out this afternoon or this evening to come and enjoy our thing. We're not too far from actually Evergreens Miniature Railway. This is a lovely park. It used to be an old train track and an old station, but train tracks have completely been demolished. It said now you've got this. A nice bit of open space with some trees and some lovely energy. It's always nice to come out, listen to the birds, have some fun and have some fresh air. Tell you what, without my life being the way it is, where I can control my day, don't know what I'll be able to do, but I like being able to control what I'm doing next, which is half the reason why I run my own business, because I can control what happens next. It's not that I'm wanting control all the time, it's more the fact that I actually just want to have some method of being able to control what's happening. For example, I can tell you that between 9 and 5 I'm doing this, and those are the hours I've chose. However, if I want to work a little bit more, I can. I can also do the same in normal work, but you don't get paid for it, you don't get anything out of it, and if anything, you're benefiting someone else. Whereas for me, I'm benefiting myself, and I'm benefiting the company that I've started from the ground up. Also allows me to have the freedom, so if I'm not feeling well, I can take the day off and I don't have to report in sick. And also it's given me more time to be myself. Something that I'll aspire to be when when I start hiring people. I want people to be able to come on and say, I need to have just a day off. Don't need to tell me why. Fine, you can have a day off. I need to have this break off. I know I've used all my allowance up for this year, but I'm really tired out at the moment. I just haven't got the fatigueness for this. Absolutely fine. I don't mind. It's that type of thing that I really like, and I like having an aspect of being able to do that, as well as supporting people like me who struggle with the toilet every single day. 90% of my customers... What? No! Yeah, it is, it's right behind you. Yeah, so when it comes to, for example, me and my past, all the employees that I've had, unfortunately, whenever I've needed the loo too many times because of my bowel, I've very quickly been told to say goodbye to my job. Something that I put time and effort into. Something that I would easily put time and effort into, just like I am now with the business. So having this time where I can manage my own business, create something that I want to create, and just be free, is so much better. Time to go home. Well, it's now 9 o'clock, and after just over an hour and a half worth of work this evening, we're looking at about 8.5 hours worth of work overall, but it looks like everything is now done. I've managed to fix a couple of bugs that I was aware of. What I'm going to do now is take a backup of this dashboard in case anything goes wrong, and then we can go from there. But so far, everything looks to be like it's running perfectly, which is exactly how I want it to go. Now it's just to basically use it and test it. There's a couple of features I'm missing from it that I still need to develop, but as I've currently got a working backup of everything working, I want to take a backup now before I lose it all. And that's the whole point about the responsibles of backups. Now, I've had a question come through from customers asking me, how do I set up printers? Now, I'm going to create an article on my knowledge base about this, so you can find this at my dashboard, which is dashboard.ebithost.uk, which is where you'll find all the knowledge base articles there. Currently, there's none. There may be a few by the time this video goes up, because I've got to write some tomorrow. But the one thing that people always struggle with is connecting Wi-Fi printers to their network, especially if they've got no screen. 90% of the time, the way to do it is to connect to its own Wi-Fi direct printer account or printer network, log into the printer page, which is usually 192.168.220.something, and once you're in that page, log into the Wi-Fi there and then move it back over. The problem is that this can be so complicated for new people to set up, or if you just change Wi-Fi networks because you change broadband providers, this can be so much more difficult. Now, the better option would be to reset your Wi-Fi router to be the same, broadcasting the same name instead of like PlusNet or BT, but you're on Virgin. Change it back to Virgin Media. That way you're not having to worry, and that way you don't have to change every device in the household for something different. That's your tech tip for today. Anyway, thank you very much for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. Until next time, bye bye.